Hey everybody, Taz from Critical Thinking Anarchist here. As you know, I am a giant fan of Mike Rowe, so of course when this came across my Facebook feed, I had to read all of it, and of course, like everybody else, this is about Jeremy's razors coming up and going off against Harry's razors. So I'll just read it here in the voice of Mike Rowe. Dear Jeremy Boring, like 7 million other people, I just watched your advertisement for Jeremy's razors and spit a fair amount of coffee back into my mug. Bravo! I'm sharing it here in the hopes that others will watch it, guffaw appreciatively, and then, like me, order one of your new shave kits. Full disclosure, I won't be using your razors when they arrive. Like all manly men, I prefer the heavy, thick-handled, non-disposable stainless steel razor made by Wilkinson sword that sits in my medicine cabinet today alongside a package of individual razor-sharp blades that I can remove and replace myself. However, I do share your contempt for all virtual signaling nonsense out there, especially among corporations like Carrie's, and bought your product for that reason alone. I applaud your decision to not only defend yourself, but to do so by forming your own company and launching it with an advertisement that really works. Good luck, Mike. P.S. It might amuse you to know that Harry's was an early sponsor of the way I heard it. They didn't stay for long, in part, I think, because I said things in the ads like, if you really believe that 2 blades are better than 1, and 3 blades are better than 2, and 4 blades are better than 3, and 5 blades are better than 4, then Harry's is a razor for you. They're cheaper than Gillette, way less annoying, and absolutely worth a try. Otherwise, check out Wilkinson. BPS, if you're serious about advertising, I'd be willing to offer similar endorsement on my podcast. The way I heard it is fast approaching 200 million downloads, not as much as the Daily Wire, but enough perhaps to justify a modest ad buy. Of course, I'd have to tell my listeners the truth regarding the madness of multiple blades and my personal preference for Wilkinson, but I would also tell them another truth. Jeremy razors are one of the few products you can pay for, never use, and still feel great about purchasing. Now, even better than this, the Daily Wire re-commented on Mike's post saying, taking on woke corporations is a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. Now, if you've followed this at all, Daily Wire has been taking on woke Hollywood for at least the last 2 years, if not longer. Now, it started before Gina Carano, but Gina Carano was definitely the gauntlet thrown by woke Hollywood that woke everybody else up. A lot of people had kind of been, a lot of the audiences had been more or less letting it go. The pandemic and Gina Carano being fired for literally no reason while they ignored Pedro Pascal was definitely the kick that a lot of people needed. Daily Wire immediately scooped up Gina Carano, started working on things like crazy, started working, they had already been in the works on a couple different movie projects, but immediately hired her on, immediately did an interview with her, immediately started working on a movie with her, and she brought an audience. And boy, did she bring an audience. Now, with this, Harry's has kind of stepped in it, but by being woke. But Jeremy's razors being at 111,000 followers, while Harry's razors are at basically a third, at just under 33,000 followers. Harry's razors has been around since basically Twitter began. They joined in 2010, and here in the span of barely a week, Jeremy's razors has surpassed them. Now, does Twitter followers mean audience or people that want them? No, but Harry's razors has been already competing with Dollar Shave Club. A lot of people have been jumping back and forth between those two on which one is the worst razor. And there's been a lot of review on both on which one is actually worse. So now with Jeremy's razors coming in, this actually means that there's some real competition. Dollar Shave Club and Harry's razors never really actually fought against each other. But now they've got plenty of people going left and right against them. Ben Shapiro, the founder and proprietor of Daily Wire, is basically a marketing genius. And at this point, he was very much a conservative, kind of a conservative hero. Now he's actually coming out as basically an anti-liberal hero. Not so much a conservative hero, but an anti-liberal hero. Because he's really, really taken his company to alternative media, to alternative corporations. You know, he's really building the alternative economy that if you follow Young Ripa, Eric G. July, he's really starting this that Eric has been calling for the last couple of years as well. And Mike Rowe, sponsoring him, Mike Rowe has got about 5 million followers on Facebook. Mike Rowe is very well respected both in and out of the conservative and liberal communities because he does his best to toe the line because, of course, he's got a foundation that he wants. He doesn't really care if you're liberal. He doesn't care if you're conservative. He cares if you're willing to work. Ben Shapiro, I don't know, I haven't followed Ben Shapiro. I haven't followed Daily Wire, but I suspect it's kind of that same thing. And more liberals, because they're gatekeeping so much. The sad thing is the Democratic Party used to be the party, the Democratic followers used to be the party of, free speech and live and let live and leave each other alone and tolerance. And now they're the first ones sitting there saying, if you don't think like me, get the hell out. And worse, much worse. But that's another thing. But anyway, Ben Shapiro seriously is building the alternative structure that we need. And once again, as Eric July says, don't fund the left. They're not funding you. They're not watching anything you're watching. Hell, half the time they're not even watching anything they're watching. We're funding it. The regular everyday person. So we need to start. We need to join on this. Not necessarily the Daily Wire. If you don't like the Daily Wire, you don't like Ben Shapiro, that's fine. But the idea behind it, the structure behind it, building the alternative, that's what we need. We need competition because right now, Hollywood is its own competition. Now, Hollywood is starting to learn that A, Twitter is not real life, and B, that going woke really is meaning going broke on a lot of things. But that doesn't matter as long as they have lost leaders, as long as they can show you crap, and then they can show you something that's slightly better than crap and have you go, well, the crap was bad, but this thing that's slightly better than crap, that's really good. It really isn't. It's just slightly better than crap. And when someone's handing you shit or gruel and you take gruel and you're like, well, shit, at least it's not shit. It's still fucking gruel. That's not good. Gruel sucks. You're sitting there, you want steaks, you want burgers, but you're getting gruel. But you're sitting there going, well, at least it's not shit. That's their way of thinking. That's the way they do it. That's how they get people to vote for them. They say, you remember how bad George Bush was? Well, at least our guy isn't George Bush. You remember how bad Donald Trump was? At least our guy's not Donald Trump. That doesn't make it better. They're just saying, well, you don't like this, so let's give you this. They're not giving you something good. They're just giving you something that's not the other thing. You can't fall for that crap anymore. You have to demand quality. You have to demand good. America used to be a country of quality. We haven't been a country of quality in years. But again, to jump all the way back to how this began, of course, my hero, my personal hero, Mike Rowe, giving a giant endorsement to Daily Wire. Now, Daily Wire, again, has its own audience and has a fairly large audience. But Mike Rowe reaches across borders. And because of the way this commercial is set up, because it's funny, because it's witty, it's great. And it's perfect. This is coming out right at the time of the Oscars, because even though it was done at the time of the Golden Globes, we're going to play the Ricky Gervais clip here.
You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and off.
And there you go. People are sick of this. People have been sick of this for a while, but we need to stand up to it. Anyways, again, as always, I thank you so much for tuning in. I thank you so much for watching my channel. If you would please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you don't, that's cool, but it does help. We need to build our own structure outside of this, and this is the only way we can do it. But I thank you so much for watching. You guys take care. I'll see you in the next one.